welcome
to Sort of the Story.
I'm Janey.
And I'm Max.
And this is the podcast where we tell each other stories like fairy tales and folk tales and mythology.
And also, you are here.
You're here too. Hi, welcome.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to the podcast. I forget how we intro this.
Sometimes I listen to our intros and it makes me tired.
Yeah, we're not very
we come
good
in,
at them.
Well, yeah, but also we come in very high energy. And I'm like, woo, all right.
Everybody calm the fuck down. Anyway, guys, it's episode 165, and we are in the middle of October. This is going to release right smack dab in the middle of October.
Mm-hmm.
How exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Guys, guess what time of the year it is? My birthday time.
It's her birthday time! Max's birthday, when this comes out, Max's birthday was 4 days ago.
Yes, my birthday is October 12th. I was born at 12:10 in the afternoon on 10/12, which is exactly halfway through Libra season. The date and the time are reverse of each other. It's just like in the middle of the day. Very much the scales in that sense. So
Max is a Libra.
I'm so much a Libra that I'm not even a Libra anymore.
Max is convinced she's not a Libra, but that's the most Libra thing I've ever heard of. Also, when you ask Max what her blood type is, what do you say?
I have an A+ in blood.
A+ blood type, baby.
I fucking aced blood.
And you did. That's true.
That is true.
And if you have also aced blood,
tell us your blood type.
And you want to talk about it, you can by joining our Discord. Max, how do they do that? What? Oh my God!
If you want to join us on Discord, join us on Patreon. For $3 a month, you get access to the Discord, which is where we hang out with all of our little pals. You can tell us your blood type. You can tell us anything. You can tell us your birthday.
You could tell us your
social security number.
I don't know, boyfriend type.
Yeah. Tell us your ENFJ.
Tell us your love language.
3W8 or whatever.
Tell us your W4.
Send us your W9.
I'm trying to think of something else. Hold on.
Spray us with WD-40.
Let us see your C3PO.
Show us those 36 Ds.
We don't judge. Uh-oh. This podcast isn't for children, and we don't want anyone to show us the 36 Ds unless you want to.
Unless you want to.
In that case, you can personally DM us. But this is a Patreon ad, and you're doing great. Go ahead.
Thank you. That's for $3 a month. You get access to the Discord and the ability to tell us literally whatever you want.
And send us your boobs.
Yeah. For $3, you can send us your boobs. You can also do that for free. Our email is sortofthestory@gmail.com.
You know what? Sorry. No, never mind. I won't get sucked into it. Keep going.
Wow, for the first time ever in the history of the podcast. Just do it. Just go for it.
So there is a Matthew McConaughey movie, and I'm not going to remember the name of it. But it's a movie where, and this is a spoiler, he's inside of a video game.
That doesn't sound like a McConaughey.
Okay, so it's really not like a McConaughey, but basically, again, this is a spoiler, and I don't know the name of the movie, so sorry. But
if you're ever watching a Matthew McConaughey movie, you have to consider that it might be the one where he's in a video game.
In a way, they're all a video game.
That's the movies.
That's just the movies. Anyway, so in that, he has sex with a woman, like a woman like pays him for sex or something like that happens. And the way they do it is she gives him a blowjob, and everyone's like, wait,
she paid him
so that she could
to give him a blowjob?
Yeah, it was like she paid him, and the only thing they did was she gave him a blowjob. And then it turns out at the very end that the video game is actually in the head of his son. He's dead, and his son is like writing a video game where his dad's still alive. There's a lot wrong with it, but that's a little bit what it's like if you pay us $3 and then send us pictures of your boob. Yep. In a way, we're all just Matthew McConaughey getting a blowjob from a woman paying him for sex.
In a Matthew McConaughey way, it really is.
You know what? Where there's a will,
there's a McConaughey.
There's a McConaughey. All right.
It's definitely way, WHEY. Or for $7.
Oh, yeah.
For $7, you get access to the Discord, and you also get access to a full-length bonus episode every single month. This is a regular episode of the podcast that we release only for our $7 Patreon subscribers, plus Discord access, so you can still send us your boobs.
Yeah.
Also, for $4 a month, you can join the girlfriend tier, which is the $3 tier, but also you get to call yourself our girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then you can definitely send us your boobs.
But you can't ask us for our boobs.
No, that would be inappropriate.
That's inappropriate. Control yourself.
We're your girlfriend.
Yeah, send us your 3060.
Just as a note, you don't have to send us your boobs. This is a weird bit.
We kind of lost the plot a little, but you did a great job plugging.
Thanks.
They
Thanks
call
so
her
much.
Max Higgins Plug Queen for
Max
a reason.
The plug.
Max the Plug Higgins. And here's the problem. We're treating this like a bonus episode.
We are. This is what the bonus episodes are like. So $7, you can get so much more of this.
Have fun. Good job, Max.
Good job, Janey.
Hey, this is episode 165.
Yeah.
And I'm going first.
You're going first.
Do, 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 do,
Oh,
do,
the Twilight Zone.
I'm going to bring you a fun, spooky story.
Okay, good.
What?
I thought you were going to prank me.
What was the prank?
Totally.
Ooh. Interesting. All right. So with that, Max, let's just jump into it.
Okay.
And I'm going to just pause this for a little. We're going to go away for like 1 second. We will be back because I really want to tell you the story. I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited too.
Okay. Well, then we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Max.
Okay, Janey.
Max, okay. Since we're right smack in the middle of October, it's right smack. I'm bringing a story from Roald Dahl's Book of Ghost Stories.
Ooh.
We have done some stories in here before. For example, Harry. I think
Harry.
one of the first scary stories I ever told on this podcast.
I was trying to remember the name of that story, and I was like, Red Jimmy.
For example, Red Jimmy, which basically
Classic
is
Red
what
Jimmy.
this is.
They really leaned on the fact that that kid has red hair, and that's the one thing I remember about.
Yeah, it's like it's a story that goes along with Don't Trust Redheads.
Yeah, that redhead straight up doesn't have a soul.
Yeah, it was really scary.
Yeah.
So, I don't really have to go into it too much again, but Roald Dahl fucking sucks. His entire introduction is so condescending and so much like, I went into this thinking women are bad writers unless they're writing children's books or cookbooks. But then when I was trying to find scary stories, I realized, oh my God, women can actually write scary stories. I mean, not as good as men, but like they really gave it a good try. It's like, oh my fucking God. And then he was like, I went through trying to find really scary stories, and I ended up having like 27 stories from women. Of course, there are 28 stories from men, so that still proves my point that men are better than women. And
my
I'm like,
choices prove my point that I am an unbiased observer of this fact.
that's exactly how he writes. Like, he has such a high opinion of himself, and also he was a
God.
piece of fucking shit, okay? Roald Dahl is in hell. Thank you. Being smashed by a giant peach, I assume. Thank you for the memories, though. I love the witches. So,
My favorite was Danny the Champion of the World.
I've never read it.
It's really good. It's about this kid who fucks over this rich guy.
You would like that.
Yeah. He pours sugar in his gas tank, in the gas tank of his, what is it called? Is it the Rolls Royce?
Probably.
It's some like very fancy car that I forever associated with that book. And I think it's the Rolls Royce or
Yeah.
Mercedes Benz.
Probably a Rolls Royce.
It's definitely hyphenated.
That's a rich person car.
Oh, yeah.
And it's ugly.
And it's ugly.
And it's ugly.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is the story W.S. It's by an author named L.P. Hartley.
Can I guess what WS stands for?
I mean, sure.
White shirt.
Oh, I thought you were going to say William Shatner.
Also a William Shatner. Wait. Hang on. I got more.
Okay.
Water spot.
Or water sport. I feel like is more commonly said than water spot.
Well, shoot.
Well, shoot. How'd you guess? It's well, shoot.
Wiggly snake.
Oh, it's Wiggly Snake for sure. Anyway, that's the whole story. Just Max getting to guess what WS is.
Mm-hmm.
And it is well, shoot.
Whale shit.
That's going to be a... Do whales shit?
they would have to.
They would literally have to. I've never seen what it looks like, unless it's ambergris. But ambergris isn't actually the poop. It's just something that comes out with the poop, right?
Yeah, it's a buildup of like something that comes from their digestive system.
Hello, whale scientists? Another WS. Can you tell us?
What's shit? Whale scientists.
Whale scientists, send us pictures. All right. WS by an author named L.P. Hartley. The first line that I wrote was, as always, fuck Roald Dahl.
Sure.
Oh, fucking fight me. The first line of this story, it says, the first postcard came from Forfar. And the postcard said this. I thought you might like a picture from Forfar, it began. You have always been so interested in Scotland, and that is one reason why I am interested in you. I have enjoyed all your books, but do you really get to grips with people? I doubt it. Try to think of this as a handshake from your devoted admirer. W.S. Famous novelist Walter Streeter was used to getting fan mail. Most of the time it was friendly and it was really good for his ego, but sometimes it was critical because, of course, people have to tell you what they think, even if there's no internet.
Yeah.
This came out in the 50s.
Yeah, they didn't have comment sections yet, but...
They didn't, but they sure could find your house address.
Somehow.
Either way, he always took the time to write back to each and every letter that he got, and as you can imagine, this was time-consuming. Especially the more popular he became, he's just like, this is taking a lot of time from my writing. So he was a little relieved that this postcard from W.S. did not come with a return address. He's like, okay, well, that's good. They're not looking for feedback on their letters. The actual picture of Forfar was uninteresting, so Walter immediately just tore it up and threw it away.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, he's just getting a lot of fan mail and a lot of postcards, so, like, he's not going to keep this.
Well, yeah, but tearing it up feels...
He kind of, like, rips it in half and throws it away. It does. Yeah, that's weirdly personal. He could just throw it away.
Yeah.
However, the words he could not get out of his mind. Did he actually fail at writing good characters? Because it said, do you really get to grips with people? And he's like, do I not understand people? I don't know. And that just kind of like haunts him for a little bit. It's like, uh-oh. Quote, he was aware that in most cases, they were either projections of his own personality or in different forms, the antithesis of it. The me and the not me. And he's like, okay, well, I guess that is how I write. But also that might be how everybody writes because you write from your own experiences, right? So it's like, this person is like me and this person isn't like me, so I can write them too. I don't know.
Yeah.
He guessed W.S. had spotted this, that he was going off of his own experiences and not really branching out. And they were trying to tell him that he needed to work to make his characters more interesting. And so he made a vow to himself, not for the first time, that he would be more objective when he wrote. So he took the criticism. A second postcard arrived about 10 days later, this time from Berwick-on-Tweed. Fucking English names.
England.
I'm going to use a lot of quotes, by the way, from this. And it's just, I think L.P. Hartley is an amazing writer, but also because this is the only way to get through the tone of this book.
This is by L.P. Hartley?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not by Roald Dahl. Roald Dahl collected the stories.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the second postcard arrived about 10 days later. Quote, what do you think of Berwick-on-Tweed? Like you, it's on the border. I hope this doesn't sound rude. I don't mean that you are a borderline case. You know how much I admire your stories. Some people call them otherworldly. I think you should plump for one world or the other. Another warm handshake from W.S. And this one kind of really upset. He was like, what the fuck?
He's getting negged.
Yeah, and he's like, who is W.S.? He began to wonder if they were a man or a woman. Quote, it looked like a man's handwriting, commercial, unselfconscious, and the criticism was like a man's. On the other hand, it was like a woman to probe, to want to make him feel at the same time flattered and unsure of himself. He's being negged.
He's being negged.
I just wrote LOL. He's like, a man would be an asshole, but a woman would try to make me feel like I was the one being the asshole. And actually, it's not her fault. And why am I thinking about this so much?
WS actually stands for Woman Says.
He was a little curious about who it was, but he kind of tried to brush it off after a bit. He's like, I don't need to spend time obsessing over someone I don't even know. But then, of course, he went back and he started to read through the last 2 chapters of the book he was currently writing because he was trying to gauge if they, quote, had their feet firm on the ground. He's like, otherworldly. Let's see if you can actually see, is there actually a problem in this? Then he started kind of like overanalyze his own writing. Mm-hmm. Quote, perhaps he was too ready to escape, as other novelists were nowadays, into an ambiguous world, a world where the conscious mind did not have things too much its own way. But did that matter? And then he threw the postcard into the fire and he went back to his writing. Well, to teach you otherworldly. But it wasn't the same, Max. He was hesitant and he was filled with self-doubt now. And like everything he wrote, he immediately just like, was that good? I don't know. He's a famous novelist. Two postcards have unraveled him.
Yeah, this is the best way to destroy a writer's life.
I think so. Just being like, no, I'm a fan of yours. Even if you don't always know how to land a plot.
Yeah, I could stop Stephen King from ever writing another book.
And please.
I firmly believe that.
And you should. This is how to talk to a narcissist, I think. You know, like specifically like somebody with a huge ego.
Maybe. I would say someone with a huge ego who isn't a narcissist, this is how you would talk to them. Because a narcissist would just be like, well, fuck you because I'm perfect.
You don't think they would obsess over a little bit?
I think that
The idea of criticizing a narcissist, though, especially not publicly, I feel like that would be the thing that gets them. Because if it was public, they could be like, kind of like get the public on their side, you know?
Maybe. But yeah, this is...
I do think that you should try to take down Stephen King.
Yeah. Hi, Stephen. Huge fan of your work. I love all the adaptations. They really put in a lot of work to make these stories good. And I love how none of your stories have an ending.
I think that's the best part is how they just go on for a very long time. There's no clear-cut storyline.
Yeah, so it kind of leaves it up to the reader's imagination. I think that's a really interesting choice.
Okay, but it wasn't the same. He was hesitant and filled with self-doubt, and as the days passed, he was more and more self-conscious, painfully aware of everything he put to page. He felt, quote, as though someone had taken hold of his personality and was pulling it apart.
I don't know if this feeling is specific to women, but this does feel like what it's like after a man talks to you about something you've done.
Max, I love that you said that. I love that you said that because absolutely. I feel like that's the thesis of this whole story.
Yeah.
So his works was starting to feel like two different people were writing it, and it was very slow going, as you can imagine, because he's constantly just doubting himself and redoing entire paragraphs. He tried to tell himself that he was just getting into a groove. He's like, these are growing pains, and once I work through this, I'm going to be better on the other side, so like just push through it. And then the third postcard came, this time from York Minster, and it said, quote, I know you are interested in cathedrals. I'm sure this isn't a sign of megalomania in your case, but smaller churches are sometimes more rewarding.
Okay, size queen.
I'm seeing a good many churches on my way south. Are you busy writing, or are you looking around for ideas? Another hearty handshake from your friend, W.S. XOXO, Gossip Girl. That part made me cackle. That was when I decided to tell this story, because I was like, bitch! Walter Streeter was interested in cathedrals, actually. He'd even written about Lincoln Cathedral in a travel book. And yes, he admired how big they were. And yes, maybe he undervalued the smaller parish churches, but that's because they weren't as interesting architecturally. Also, how did W.S. know that? Was it all really a sign that he was a megalomaniac? That really kind of bothered him. He's like, oh no, should I be evaluating this more? And who the hell is W.S. anyway? He really wanted to know. So Max, I'm going to let you guess right now. Who do you think? Do you have a guess about who W.S. is?
If I'm right, will you cut it?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's himself.
Walter Streeter.
Yeah.
If you think W.S. could possibly be the famous novelist Walter Streeter, you know that at this point, he was also thinking that W.S. could possibly be famous novelist Walter Streeter. Yes, the initials weren't necessarily uncommon. One William Shakespeare was also known to go by these letters. Also William Shatner. And also Wiggly Snake.
Sir Walter Scott.
And Walter Scott. Yeah. A lot of people have those initials.
Yeah.
But was it possible he was actually writing these postcards
White Snake?
To himself? White Snake. It's a whole band just punking themselves.
All of White Snake is sitting together writing him a postcard.
You fucking suck.
Tell him that you think that his big church thing is about megalomania.
And put overcompensation. Shut up, Jimmy. Overcompensation!
Imply that it's a penis thing.
Make him think it's a penis thing. Quote, people did such things, especially people with split personalities. Not that he was one of them. But then he went back and he looked at his writing, which was starting to look as if two people were writing it. And he's like, oh no.
No.
One paragraph would be long, languorous, with semicolons and subordinate clauses, and then the other was suddenly sharp and blunt, and it had lots of verbs and like full stops, and he's like, those are like, ah, uh-oh. He went back to the postcard. He examined the handwriting. It was ordinary. Honestly, it could have been anybody's handwriting in the whole world. But did it resemble his own handwriting? He compared the two, and he decided, sure. But also, literally, his handwriting was kind of ordinary, too. It could also be anyone's handwriting. He was about to throw the postcard into the fire when he stopped. He needed to show it to someone else. He needed somebody else to see this and to get their take on it.
Also, I'm picturing for the handwriting,
Mm-hmm.
the handwriting that every man has?
Yeah.
That.
It's that handwriting.
All men have the same handwriting. The lowercase r being like weirdly kind of like a V. It's the same.
All men except for my little brother, who is the type, I think, to write in gel pens.
Oh, God. I love him so much. And also my first high school boyfriend who had the best handwriting ever, and that's most of the reason why I dated him.
My dad also has really good handwriting.
Every boy writes like they should be writing with their other hand.
I think that's it. They all kind of write like left-handers.
Yeah.
There are a lot of boys, and I'm going to say a lot of boys. I'm going to do the not all men here, but a lot of boys write the way that their rooms look. Okay.
Damn. Fuck, dude. You've got futon handwriting.
You've got dry ramen noodle handwriting for sure.
Also, sorry if you're a boy and you're listening to this and now you're self-conscious.
Yeah, maybe fix your cargo pants handwriting. You got a real khaki thing about you.
If you have even one pair of underwear that has a hole in it that you haven't thrown out yet,
you should probably fix your handwriting.
Examine your handwriting. Ask a friend what their handwriting looks like, and if they look similar, you've got that handwriting.
And if they look similar, ask them to wear their holy underwear on the same day as you. Be cute.
It'd be so cute.
Wow. Anyway. So he decided to bring the postcard to a friend. His friend told him that they didn't know why he was so upset over this. In their mind, it was obvious that this was a woman, and she was a lunatic. She had probably fallen in love with him and then wanted to make him interested in her, so she was negging him. Tale as old as time.
This person's a megalomaniac.
100%. Quote, I should pay no attention whatsoever. People in the public eye are always getting letters from lunatics.
Sure.
So they advise Walter to throw them away without reading them. They're like, if it's going to upset you, just don't open them anymore. Quote, that sort of person is often a little psychic. And if she senses that she's getting a rise out of you, she'll go on. End quote.
What?
Yeah. And I wrote, okay, John Barker, founder of the British Premonitions Bureau, go off with your psychic women lunatics theory.
Women can sense things through the mail.
Women can read the future. And they know that you're reading their letters.
The Postal Service is in league with the women.
If the men find out we control the Postal Service, they'll stop letting us write letters. This is the most fun story in the world. I'm glad you're having as fun a time with it as I was. Walter Streeter felt better after talking to his friend. He's like, yeah, they are in love with me. Yeah. I forgot I mistood. So he felt better. A little better, at least. For a bit. Kind of. He said, quote, a woman, a little mouse-like creature, who had somehow taken a fancy to him. That was a lot easier to imagine. And also it was flattering, so he went with that for a while. But then, of course, almost immediately, he had the thought, quote, supposing these postcards are lunatics, and you are writing them to yourself, doesn't that mean that maybe
QED.
You're a lunatic? And in that same vein, supposing these postcards are from a woman, and you're writing them to yourself.
Oh, a moment of self-discovery.
Walter, examine thyself. He really wanted to destroy the postcard, but he just couldn't bring himself to get rid of this one because it just felt like, I think at this point he's just like, I need evidence. You know, that's what it feels like to me. So instead, he hid it behind the clock on his mantle. He couldn't see it anymore, but he knew it was there. And now he had to admit the postcards were starting to lead his life a little bit. He was getting kind of paranoid and very upset over them. And then the fourth one came. With this one, for some reason, he couldn't even bring himself to look at the picture. He just turned it around and read the words on the back. Quote, I have got as near as Coventry. Have you ever been sent to Coventry? I have. In fact, you sent me. It isn't a pleasant experience, I can tell you. Perhaps we shall come to grips after all. I advised you to come to grips with your characters, didn't I? Have I given you any new ideas? If I have, you ought to thank me, for they are what novelists want, I understand. I have been rereading your novels, living in them, I might say. Je vous serre la main. As always, W.S. That's French for shaking your hand.
Mm.
And this one made him realize something that he hadn't noticed with the last 3 postcards. They were getting closer and closer to him. He ran immediately to get an atlas, and then he marked off where they were coming from. Each one so far was about 80 miles or so from the last, and Coventry was about 80 miles away from his hometown. And now he didn't know what to do. He's like, oh my God. What do I do? So at a certain point, he was like, maybe I should give them to an alienist, which is an old-timey term for a psychiatrist. Maybe I should find an alien.
Crazy.
I think so, too. But of course, that felt a little weird. Because what would a psychiatrist be able to tell him about the letter writer that he didn't already kind of put together? He's like, also, they would try to evaluate me, and I'm perfect. So...
And I'm fine, actually.
So instead, Walter went to the police. They were used to dealing with this sort of thing, he was sure, and they might, laugh about it with him and kind of make him feel better. That's kind of what he was hoping for. They didn't laugh, but they did say the postcards were an obvious hoax. W.S. was not going to show up, very obviously. They asked him if he had made any enemies or if he knew of anyone who wanted to hurt him, and he was like, no, nobody I know of. And they were like, okay, well, also, obviously... the writer's a woman. Don't worry about this, okay? Women can't hurt you. They're not real. But they were also like, just let us know if more postcards come.
Walter Streeter is living the experience of a woman.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I'm in danger. Have you considered that maybe they just have a crush on you?
Yes, absolutely. He's getting the women being stalked treatment.
Yep.
It's kind of satisfying. Okay, so he felt a little bit better. The police, kind of brushing it off. He was like, so there's nothing to worry about. So he went home. They had reminded him that, no, he didn't have any enemies. There was no reason why anyone should want to do him any harm. And he wasn't a man of particularly strong feelings. All of those went into his books. Of course, Max, in recent years, his writing had evolved to be less emotional than his first books. He didn't like drawing very bad men or women anymore. He believed there was good in everyone, that Iagos were a myth. He's like, they don't exist in real life. There's nobody black and white. Now when he wrote, his villains were either communists or Nazis. Quote, someone who had deliberately put off his human characteristics. That's the only ones that he would say were truly evil. And I'm like, actually, Walter, I can get behind that. He's like, if they're willing to put away their humanity, then that makes them inhuman and they're fair game.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Except for communists.
I guess. This is in the 50s. Sorry, I really went over communists and just went straight to Nazis. We'll go ahead and substitute today communists for ice.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But when he was younger, he tended to see things as more black and white and had let himself go once or twice. In one of his books, which was called The Outcast, he had written a character who had been truly irredeemably evil. Quote, he had written about him with extreme vindictiveness, just as if he were a real person whom he was trying to show up. Walter had gotten a lot of pleasure out of making this man as wicked and evil as he could. He never felt any pity for him, not even when he had him pay for his crimes on the gallows. So, the ending of this was that character died.
I have another WS. Wicked stepmother.
Ooh! Yeah. Quote, he had so worked himself up that the idea of this dark creature creeping about brimful of malevolence had almost frightened him. But he couldn't remember that guy's name. He was like, I wrote him in my first book, and he hadn't gone back and reread his first book, and genuinely it's been so long that he's like, what was that character's name? So he went and he found the book on his shelf, he took it down, and he turned the pages. He didn't like revisiting this book, even though he had written it, because it scared him a little bit. And it made him uncomfortable. And he wasn't the same person, and he wasn't the same writer anymore. So it's just I imagine that's what a lot of writers feel like, going back to their first books. And he flipped through the pages, and then he found the name. William Stainsforth. His own initials. The 5th postcard came. It read, does this remind you of anything? And he turned it around, and it was a picture of a Gloucester jail. He stared at it. He was trying to read any clues in it, and then he forced himself to go back to the writing. Quote, I'm quite close now. My movements, as you may have guessed, are not quite under my control, but all being well, I look forward to seeing you sometime this weekend. Then we can really come to grips. I wonder if you'll recognize me. It won't be the first time you have given me hospitality. Ti stringo la mano, as always, W.S. Walter took the postcard to the police immediately, and he was like, can you please provide some police protection for me over the weekend, because I don't feel safe. Quote, the officer in charge smiled at him and said he was quite sure it was a hoax, but he would tell someone to keep an eye on the place. End quote. It was only Tuesday, so Walter had plenty of time to freak out until the weekend.
Great, good.
But something a little odd happened. He suddenly found that it was easier to write. It was like this kind of like jump-started his brain a little bit. And it was like the veil had been lifted. He sat down and immersed himself in his work, being so focused that when he suddenly jerked out of this trance he was in, he realized it was Friday. And he felt overwhelmed by fear because he had to ask himself, when does a weekend begin? He said if it was a long weekend, it starts on Friday. That's today. He went to his front door and he looked out because he's like, sure, somebody's going to be here. It was a suburban street of detached Regency houses like his own. They had tall, square gate posts, some crowned with semicircular iron brackets holding lanterns. Most of them were out of repair. Only 2 or 3 of them were lit. A car went by. Some people walked past. It looked really normal to him and just quiet. Several times that day, he went to look out, but he didn't notice anything off. So much so that when Saturday came and no postcard arrived, he kind of started to feel like a little stupid. He almost called the police to tell them not to bother coming. He's like, this is a hoax. I don't know why I'm being so hysterical. But he didn't call. And they did send an officer to come watch his home. So he's like, thank God. All right. Between tea and dinner, Walter checked outside and he saw a policeman standing between 2 unlit gateposts outside of his house, kind of just watching the street. Walter sighed, realizing just then how anxious he had actually been. And he was like, oh my God, thank God I didn't call them off. Just having this guy outside, he's like, I do feel better. He debated going out and bringing the police officer something to eat or maybe like some tea or like a whiskey or something. But he was like, actually, it's weird, but I feel a little safer if the officer remains anonymous. He had the thought that saying, like, Officer Smith is out there is weirdly less impressive than saying, I have police protection, which is correct. Mm-hmm. Several times that day, he checked outside the window because he didn't want to, like, open the door and make an obvious show of himself, like, being nervous.
Yeah.
But he did check out the window, and he saw that the guy was still standing there, and, like, it made him feel better. And once he sent his housekeeper to go check, but was disappointed when she came back and said she hadn't seen anyone. Apparently, he had gone on a break. After dinner, Max is giving me a look. After dinner, Walter sat down to write. He didn't normally write at night, but he was really revved up and he was inspired tonight. The words ran off his pen, and he didn't want to stop early just so he could have a little extra sleep. On and on he wrote. His housekeeper eventually came in to say goodnight, and he barely raised his eyes. He was just so into his work. Quote, in the warm, snug little room, the silence purred around him like a kettle. He did not even hear the doorbell till it had been ringing for some time. He looked up, and he thought to himself, no, it's too late for a visitor. And immediately he felt just dread. And so, knees trembling, he walked to the door, and he peeked out, afraid of what he was going to see. But then he was relieved because it was the police officer knocking on his door. He opened it, and without waiting for the man to speak, said, come in, my dear fellow. He held his hand out to shake, but the officer didn't take it. He said, you must have been very cold standing out there. I didn't know it was snowing, because there were snowflakes all over his cape and all over his helmet. And he again was like, come in, warm up. So the police officer was like, thanks. And then he walked in and he said, I've got a job to do, as you know. And Walter was like, oh, yes, such a silly job, a sinecure. He didn't, you don't know?
No,
he didn't know if the officer would know what a sinecure was. I had to look it up. A sinecure is a job that requires little work but earns a lot of money.
Oh.
So like a CEO. They get paid for other people to work.
Must be nice.
So he kind of like is self-deprecating. He's like, being a writer is super easy. I get a lot of money and I don't have to really do that much. Which, Walter, have more pride in your work.
I feel like he's also saying, like, you get paid for the hours that you're here and you don't actually have to do anything.
I don't know if Walter would be that rude, but I think you're right. I mean, he's right. You're just standing there and nothing's happening, you know? But he was like, as soon as he said it, he's like, oh, that guy probably doesn't even know what that is. And so he said, I suppose you know about this, about the postcards. And the officer nodded. And Walter's like, I feel a lot safer now that you're here. Like, honestly, I know it's kind of silly, but like, it really helps to have police presence outside my house. And he offered the officer a drink. And the man said, I never drink on duty. And then he looked around the office and he said, so this is where you work? And Walter's like, yeah, I was actually writing when you rang the doorbell. And the officer said, some poor devils for it, I expect. And that's the way English people talk. Anyway, apparently that's a rude thing to say. And also the officer said it kind of like in a really kind of unfriendly tone where he was like, are you writing? Okay, well, somebody's about to be written poorly, kind of. And Walter was like, why do you say that? And then he noticed, quote, how hard his gooseberry eyes were.
Gooseberry eyes?
Like black eyes, like little and black.
Hmm.
Then the phone rang. So Walter excused himself to answer it in the other room. The voice on the other end said, this is the police station. How's everything at your place? And then they said, all right, I hope. I'll tell you why I ask. I'm sorry to say we quite forgot about that little job we were going to do for you. Bad coordination, I'm afraid. And Walter was like, no, you sent somebody. There's a policeman here in my house. And there was a pause on the phone. And then they said, he can't be one of ours. Did you see his number by any chance? And Walter's like, no. What do you mean he can't be one of yours? And they're like, we didn't send anybody. And then there was another long pause. And the voice said, would you like us to send somebody now? And he's like, yes, as soon as you can. And they're like, okay, we're going to send them as fast as we can. And so he put the receiver down, and then all of a sudden he just has this rising panic. And he's thinking, what should I do? Should I barricade the door? Should I jump out the window? Should I try to wake up my housekeeper? Like, what do I do? And
What's she going to do?
I know, right? Maybe just to, like, warn her that somebody's in the house.
Mm.
But while he's trying to think, the door opened and the rogue policeman let himself in. And he said, quote, no room's private when the street door is once passed. Had you forgotten I was a policeman? And Walter stepped back and he's like, was? You are a policeman, right? And the man said, I've been other things as well. Thief, pimp, blackmailer, not to mention murderer. You know that. And as he spoke, he was moving closer to Walter, who was like, oh, I've never seen you before. I don't know you. And the man said, yeah, but you've thought of me. You've written about me. You got some fun out of me, didn't you? Now I'm going to get some fun out of you. You made me just as nasty as you could. Wasn't that doing me harm? You didn't think what it would feel like to be me? You didn't put yourself in my place, did you? You didn't have any pity for me, did you? Well, I'm not going to have any pity for you. Walter was clutching the edge of the table, and he's like, I don't know you. I'm sorry. Like, that's not real. You're confused. And the man said, and now you say you don't know me. You did all that to me and then forgot me. And then he started whining, like in like a really like self-pitying, like whiny voice. And he said, you forgot William Stainsforth? I was your scapegoat, wasn't I? You unloaded all your self-dislike on me. You felt pretty good while you were writing about me. Now as one WS to another, what shall I do if I behave in character? And Walter was like, I don't know, because he's terrified. And the man sneered, you don't know? You ought to know. You fathered me. What would William Stainsforth do if he met his old dad in a quiet place, his kind old dad who made him swing? You know what he'd do as well as I. And then as he said it, suddenly his face changed, and really quickly he said, no, you don't, because you didn't understand me. I'm not so black as you painted me. And at this point, Walter kind of started to feel a little hopeful, because he's like, oh, okay, so maybe he's not as bad as I thought. And the guy said, you never gave me a chance, did you? Well, I'm going to give you one. That shows you never understood me, doesn't it? And Walter nodded, and the man said, and there's another thing you've forgotten. I was a kid once. And when Walter didn't say anything, William Stainsforth said, you admit that? Well, if you can tell me of one virtue you ever credited me with, just one kind thought, just one redeeming feature, then I'll let you off. And Walter whispered, and if I can't? And he said, well, that's just too bad. We'll have to come to grips. And you know what that means. You took off one of my arms, but I've still got the other. Stainsforth of the iron arm, you called me. And I guess he just has one arm.
Mm-hmm.
He told Walter he'd give him 2 minutes to remember. And Walter immediately started just like panicking, and he was trying to think over this panic. And he was staring at the man's face, which always seemed to be in shadow, as if light couldn't touch it. He searched his memory for one thing that could save him, just one thing, one little piece of pity that he might have written into this character. But then he realized there was nothing. He had nothing. So he shouted, "There's nothing to be said for you. Of all your dirty tricks, this is the dirtiest. You want me to whitewash you, do you? Why, the very snowflakes on you are turning black. How dare you ask me for a character? I've given you one already. God forbid that I should ever say a good word for you. I'd rather die." Stainforth's one arm shot out and said, "Then die." So the police arrived really soon after this, and Walter Streeter was slumped dead across his dining table. His body was still warm, but he was gone. It was easy to tell how he had died. His hand had been mauled, and it was limp and broken and just like squished at his side, like in a horrific way. And his throat was mangled as well. He had been strangled, and there was no trace of his murderer. And the last line is, quote, "And how he came to have snowflakes on him remained a mystery, for no snow was reported from any district on the day he died." End quote. Yeah. W.S. So here's Mr. S. So here's some notes. L.P. Hartley, his name is Leslie Poles Hartley, was born December 30th, 1895, and died December 13th, 1972. He was an English novelist and short story writer whose best-known works are, I've never heard of them, but they're called Eustace and Hilda, which is a trilogy, and also a novel called The Go-Between. He was known to be a strict moralist, once describing compassion as doing away with moral worth and a substitute for justice, which I weirdly think comes really into play with Walter Streeter. Obviously kind of a self-insert character, in my opinion. There were rumors that he was gay because he would often go to Venice because of nervous breakdowns, and every time he did, a man named David Cecil would join him. And people were like, okay, but they fuck it. Hartley ended up writing gay characters into his book, My Fellow Devils, but it was written as a moral failing. And I'm like, I wonder why he had so many nervous breakdowns. But then he ended up writing a book called The Harness Room, which he described as his homosexual novel. And also he was super nervous about how the public would receive it. And he died the next year, like within a couple months of it releasing. So I'm guessing the stress of that kind of like took him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard. I feel bad for him. His first volume of short stories was called Night Fears and wasn't very successful, but I think points out that he's from the beginning really liked horror stories. And likewise, his first novel, Simonetta Perkins, only made 12 pounds for him. Like, that's all he got after writing it. But people did seem to like it. Modern critics have called it his most dangerous novel, as Hartley explored infatuation and sexuality in a way considered less respectable at the time. So basically, I think the point is, because he also pointed other like he published other ghost stories called like The Killing Bottle and like all this stuff. So I think the point is that he wasn't afraid to push boundaries. He wrote about sex and obsession a lot, and he also wrote about horror. And he also has the kind of added input of probably being a gay man. Weirdly, I think that all comes through in this story. I think this story feels like a really good point of what kind of character he had. Here's what I loved about the story. The thing that you said, it treats Walter the way that women have always been treated when it comes to stalking and obsession. The police brush him off, they laugh at him, they minimize his fears, and he's given kind of the little lady treatment up until the very end when the police call him and say, "We couldn't do that little job you asked us to do." And I'm like, that is so fucking pointed. I also love that they focus on the fact that the postcards had to have come from a woman, but they ended up coming from not just any man, but a man that Walter wrote.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of fun. At the end of the day, he was writing these letters to himself in a way. If you believe that this was actually his character and not a crazed fan who thinks that they're the character.
I think that there's a third option also.
What do you think the third option is?
It's himself.
That he strangled himself with his own hand? I don't know if that's possible.
Like he strangled himself with his hand and he was trying to pull his own hand off of his throat, and that's why that hand was all mangled. Yeah,
but if you're strangling yourself, the second you pass out, your hand would go away. So you would literally just pass out.
Maybe it could also be that and being scared to death.
Could have been.
Also the fact that they dismiss it as like, obviously he was strangled to death. I would like to see an autopsy because I would imagine that a heart attack would also be feasible.
True.
I'm saying, give us an autopsy for this imaginary fictional murder.
I also think that this is an obvious criticism to writers. I think that he's basically trying to scare them into writing characters with dimension. He's like, this is what happens when you write bad characters.
Yeah.
And also, it felt like it was inspired by Frankenstein. The whole like creation coming back to get revenge on their creator. Like when he went through like, you fathered me.
Yeah.
What would my character do if they met their father? Like that felt very Frankenstein to me.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Anyway, that's WS.
I like that.
Pretty spooky.
Pretty spooky.
But also pretty hilarious. What a way to neg a writer.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Do you want to take a little break?
Yeah.
We'll be right back with Max's story.
Okay, Janey.
Okay, Max.
I have a story for you today. This story is by Kathleen Jennings, who is an illustrator and a writer.
Mm-hmm.
It's called A Small Wild Magic, and it comes from a collection of stories called Monstrous Affections, an Anthology of Beastly Tales.
Cool.
Yes, this is a collection of short stories about monsters, and they're all great that I've read so far. I'm really enjoying it. As far as I can tell, this is the only story in this collection that is a comic. So I'm going to be trying something new and exciting where I try and retell a comic.
I'm excited to see how this works.
Yeah, I think it'll be good, I hope. But this collection is really cool. I'm pretty sure I kickstarted it because I have a signed copy. So that would make sense.
I weirdly remember you kickstarting this.
Yes, it's entirely possible. But I have it signed by Kathleen Jennings and Kelly Link and Tobin M.T. Anderson, who are three of the writers who are featured in the collection.
Cool.
This is a very fun little collection. Oh, and it's also signed by Gavin J. Grant, who's one of the editors of this collection. The editors are Kelly Link and Gavin J. Grant, who put together this collection, and I think it's really cool. The thesis of it is just that monsters are cool. Here's some stories about them.
Hell yeah.
And I love that.
That's also a little bit how Angela Carter lived her life.
Yeah, you know what? This book is very memes for Angela Carter coded, and if you don't know what that means, then join the Discord for $3.
The Discord.
We have a whole channel in the Discord for memes, and then we have another one that's memes for Angela Carter, which is specifically monster fucker memes.
And people are really good at following that specific distinction. It's very fun.
Yeah, it's honestly, I love memes for Angela Carter. It's one of my favorite places on the Discord.
Yeah.
This collection opens with an introduction that kind of establishes, like, why are we fascinated with monsters and what's the value in having a bunch of monster stories, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it also opens with a pop quiz. There are no results for this quiz, but I do still think it's very fun, and I would like to do it with you very quickly if you are into it.
Yeah.
Monsters, a pop quiz. Question number 1. There are no such things as monsters. Yes or no?
No. No, yes. No.
It's phrase confusing.
There are such things as monsters.
Yes. Okay. Question 2. You would know a monster if you saw one. Yes or no?
No. I just watched way too many serial killer documentaries for this. That's a stupid question. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Question 3. Monsters are, and this one's multiple choice. A, hairy. B, fangy. C, slimy. D, strangely attractive to me, although I don't know why. Or E, all of the above.
Oh, all of the above. Also, I want to go back and amend my last answer and say sometimes.
That's not an option. It has to be yes or no.
Sometimes. But if not sometimes, then no.
You would absolutely consider dating A, a vampire.
Oh.
B, a mutant spider creature, as long as it had a really good sense of humor. C, a really attractive person who turned into a wolf once a month and ran around in their fur and ate stuff I'd rather not know about. I'm a dog person, okay?
Ew.
D, anyone really. I'm not picky right now. Or E, none of the above.
That's not fair, because it would be all of the above as if we could get rid of the spider.
I feel like that's D. Anyone really, I'm not picky right now.
I am picky. No spider.
No spider. When summoned by a text message to a mysterious blood ritual in the dead of night, you, A, go through my closet twice. It's important to look good when I'm going to be very, very bad. B, hatch a plan to disrupt the ritual and bring down the dark forces. C, hatch a plan to disrupt the ritual and rule the world from a throne of skulls. D, set my alarm for another 10 minutes. What's the rush?
Probably A.
I'm A and D.
You're D and then A.
Yeah. I'm DNA.
Yeah.
I'm that little cartoon of DNA from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
What's his name? Dino? Dina.
Aww.
His name is Dina.
Next question. You are beginning to think that the person you like is a vampire. So you A, avoid garlic. B, accept that everyone has their quirks. C, look forward to arrival of the obligatory werewolf love interest, twice the fun.
Oh.
D, consider my life choices. Or E, ask my friends on Tumblr for advice.
Oh, probably the Discord. I'd go to the Discord for advice on that.
Yeah.
Just no Tumblr, but for sure Discord.
Yeah. When do you let your significant vampire other bite you?
Mm.
A, random vampires can bite me in any alley in town. I'm into casual necks.
No.
B, first date to test the chemistry.
Okay.
C, third date, so my vampire knows I wouldn't do with just any unholy member of the undead. Or D, I'm not Miss or Mr. Bite now. I'm into commitment. Eternal vampire bliss or no dice.
I guess first date.
Now, is this just bite like to feed, or is this bite and turn into a vampire?
No, just to feed, I assume.
Yeah.
Because if they bite you on the first date, then you're into eternal vampire bliss.
I would say third date.
Really? Oh, she
Yeah.
classy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you're already having sex with them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So
Sex
like
on the
that's-
first date.
Yeah, so like the sex, if we're having sex and they're like, "Can I bite you?" Probably.
Actually, you know what? Sex on the second date.
Oh.
I want the opportunity to leave, think about it,
Mm.
make a decision, go into it knowing what I want.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a long one. If you see something move down in the dark of a storm drain, you A, assume it's a monster, get my trusty weapon, go down into the tunnels underneath my town, and attempt to slay it.
No.
B, assume it's a monster, go home for a leash and some raw meat, and attempt to befriend it.
No.
Maybe. C, assume it's a monster, reapply lipstick, and attempt to date it. Or D, assume it's not a monster and do nothing. Try to ignore the shiver starting at the back of my neck and my growing sense of dread. Assume it's not a monster until I'm alone in my room late that night, trying to get the last problem for physics done, and it's long after midnight now, and I keep taking my earbuds out of my ears because I thought I heard something. Assume it's not a monster until something brushes against the back of my neck and says, around a really impressive mouthful of teeth, VF equals negative 25.5 meters per second.
Last one.
Last one?
Yeah.
Mine is B. B and maybe also C. Walk that monster on a leash and then kiss it.
Aw. Yeah, probably not me.
All right. Next question. Monsters can look exactly like people. Sometimes you can't tell. Yes or no?
Yes. I think I would posit that all monsters are just people.
Many monsters are just people.
No, I think that if I'm considering something as a monster, it's most likely a human.
Most likely. I'm just saying. Last question. Sometimes monsters look exactly like people you know. Yes or no?
I guess yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know a couple of monsters.
Who?
Oh, sorry, that wasn't the last question. I lied to you.
Who? Ugh, gross. He wishes. He's Monsters, Inc. Anyway. My ex looks exactly like Randall from Monsters, Inc.
He doesn't look like him. He just has the same vibe.
I think he looks
He moves like
just
him, too.
like him.
Really?
Yeah, the same exact body, the same hairline.
Okay. Next question. If anyone in your family is a monster, it's your A, mother, B, father, C, brother, D, sister, E, me, F, I don't have any family, I'm a foundling discovered running wild on the moors under a full moon, G, I don't have any family, I ate them all, or H, we're all monsters, it runs in the family, imagine how much fun we have around the holidays.
Aw, H.
Same.
But also, if I'm being honest and thinking about it from my parents' point of view, I guess the one where I'm the monster.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit the black sheep.
Next question. It's kind of creepy the way vampires are always hitting on high school kids. True or false?
Oh, true.
Next question. Sometimes you dream about blood. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't dream about blood?
If you don't think about, you've never had a single dream about blood.
Who even are you? Your friend can be kind of scary sometimes. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. I made a man bury a dead bat for me on a date.
Max made a man bury a dead bat for her on a date, and then she texted him right after and said, "I think I only see you as a friend."
I told him that to his face.
That's so good. I'm just not really feeling the chemistry here, but thank you for burying that dead bat. It's also important to note that in Max's actual story, she buried the dead bat, but that's not important. In my story, she made him do it.
Yes.
Because that's what I would do. But I've never done that because
I would
I'm
never-
not insane.
I would never trust a man to bury a bat.
That's so funny. That's my favorite Max story of all time.
Wild. I have so many good stories.
You do.
Next question. No, really. Your friends are scary. Yes or no?
No.
Next question. You are a monster. Yes or no?
No. Wait, do you think I'm a monster?
Do I think you're a monster?
Yeah.
That's not what the question is.
Okay. Well, then answer the first one. Answer the one before that, then.
The one where I'm the monster?
No, the one where all your friends are scary, yes or no?
Yes. You're terrifying.
Oh, I'm a monster. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think you're terrifying, but you're not a monster.
Thank you so much. Oh, just a bad person.
No, I think you're terrifying in an exciting way.
Yeah, same.
I followed you into an abandoned asylum.
That's true. You
invited ghost hunters into our house.
That's true. I also, weirdly enough, you're not the only person that got to follow me into an abandoned asylum at different times.
Yeah, you're kind of scary.
I've gotten a lot of people into, like, abandoned things with me. So I'm a leader.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of my strengths, and I guess one of my weaknesses would be how often I spend in an abandoned asylum.
Next question. What was that noise? A, the wind. B, nothing. C, something. I don't know. Or D, it was coming from the closet.
Something. I don't know.
Yeah.
None of my business.
Same. Next question. What's under the bed? A, shoes. B, dust bunnies. C, evil shoes. D, evil dust bunnies.
Evil dust bunnies.
E, monsters. F, all of the above. Or G, there is nothing under the bed. There are definitely not any monsters under the bed. I've checked 3 times and there's still no monsters under the bed. The monsters are definitely somewhere else. That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only trust what I can see. It's G for me. When you were younger, you were afraid that something was in your closet. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the closet, really. True or false? There's like clothes and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have a lot of stuff in my closet.
Are you sure there's nothing in the closet? Yes or no?
Oh, no, I guess not. Leaf could be in there.
Maybe you should go look in the closet just in case. Yes, no, or I don't want to. You do it.
You do it. This seems like a monster's writing this quiz.
Check again, just one more time. Go ahead. We'll wait right here.
You're a monster. That's it?
That's it.
That's fun.
Yeah. I like that little quiz.
That was a fun little quiz.
A good little primer to this story. All right, so I'm going to show you the first page of this just so you can get a sense for the art style, and then I'm going to tell you the story, and I'll show you a couple of key little panels.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Kind of simple. Some shadows. It's black and white. Cool.
Yeah.
A Small Wild Magic.
A Small Wild Magic is the title of the story.
I'm excited.
Yes. All right.
Mm-hmm.
There's a boy named Timothy. He's about high school age. And his great aunt, Joan, has just passed away. He goes to the lawyers for the reading of the will. They don't have much other family. Mm-hmm. So it turns out that she left everything to him, which is kind of a dick move because he lives with his grandmother, who is Joan's sister.
Yeah.
But they had a falling out. And so Joan did not leave anything to the grandmother.
I mean, also, if you're like similar ages and she's also going to die soon, I could see leaving everything to a younger relative.
Yeah.
But it seems like she wanted to be a dick.
Yeah, she was definitely being a dick on purpose. Also, she didn't have all that much to give. She had a little bit of money, but she also had a lot of debts that basically eliminated the money in paying them. But Timothy inherited what few possessions she had left. He inherited her money and her debts, which the lawyer took the initiative to cancel out the debts before giving him the sum of the money. Mm-hmm. And a few little things, including the lawyer brings out for Timothy this large wire cage with a cloth over it. Mm-hmm. And he shows him inside. There is a very mangy and overplucked looking crow.
Oh, they plucked their feathers because they're stressed.
Yes.
His mom died.
The lawyer explains that the pet crow is named Marilyn.
Oh, Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, definitely. You're so right.
Yeah.
So Timothy takes the wire cage and he starts walking home to his grandmother's house. Mm-hmm. As he's walking, though, he encounters a couple of the boys from school who are bullies.
Oh.
And who frequently bully him. As soon as he sees them, he does his best to make himself look as small as possible. But that's very hard to do when you're carrying a massive bird cage.
Oh, no. And now he's carrying kind of an ugly bird.
Yeah. Fortunately, the bird cage was covered, so they couldn't make fun of his bird.
Oh.
But these boys see him and they're like, Hey, Timmy, what you got? What do you have? What you carrying? What you got? Can we see? Can you show us? Show us. Timmy, want to see it. Timmy. Hey, Timmy, show us what it is. What is it, Timmy? And Timothy continues walking and tries to ignore them. They follow after him, and he starts walking away faster, and they start walking faster until they are both running, and they chase Timothy all the way back to his grandmother's house. He runs in through the front door of his grandmother's house, slams the door behind him, and locks it. Mm-hmm. Takes a few moments to collect himself, and then he brings this birdcage into where his grandmother is sitting. His grandmother is a very sweet, very pretty old woman. She's in a wheelchair. She has like perfect, like curly grandma hair and big old grandma glasses and everything.
Just imagining the mom from Golden Girls.
Basically.
Sophia.
Yeah, that's what you should be imagining. You're right.
Yeah.
She's sitting next to the window looking out. Their house is at the top of a hill, so she's just looking out at like the trees and the pathway leading up the hill. Mm-hmm. He comes in and he sets down the birdcage and he's like, Grandma, look what Great Aunt Joan left us. It's a bird.
I think.
Unclear, but it seems like it's a bird.
It's some sort of bird.
Yeah. And his grandmother's like, oh, well, maybe it's a nice bird.
I doubt it.
Yeah. I doubt it.
I doubt it.
And she comes close to the birdcage, and Timothy comes close as well. And he sticks his fingers out as though to pet the bird, and the bird bites his fingers. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay, so it's not a good bird, as it turns out. She shouldn't be surprised. Not a good bird. Mm-hmm. Not a good bird. And he tells her that it was like the bird and then like some money and also some debts, and like the money basically cancels out. Mm-hmm. And there's like a moment's pause, and she looks at him and he's like, she didn't leave anything for you. I'm sorry. Yeah. And she's like, that's okay. I understand. Mm-hmm. But she says it's unfortunate that she had so many debts. And she tells him very seriously, debts should never be left unpaid, Tim. You can't really be free until then.
Yeah. Well, give me a way to get out from underneath them, Grandma. Would love to be free.
Yeah.
But I live in America.
But at the same time, the lawyer kind of characterized the great aunt as being very miserly. And so she had these debts and she had the money to pay them off, but she still didn't pay them off.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And so the grandmother is kind of like, if you have debts, you should pay them off, because no matter how much money you have, if you still have debts, then that's still a weight on you.
Mm-hmm. True.
Timothy is like, well, this bird seems very stressed out to be in this cage, and I don't really have the space for a bird, so I'm going to let this bird go outside.
A what?
The grandmother
doesn't have any feathers.
It has some feathers. It's got like a bald spot on its neck where it's like clearly like rubbed itself featherless. And it's like the feathers on one of its wings are all like ratty. And
have you ever seen the birds who pluck out their own feathers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining. That she was stressed and just plucking out her body feathers. I don't know if they can fly with those.
Mm. But like specifically not the wing feathers.
Yeah,
the wing feathers are intact except on one side where it looks like they've been clipped.
Mm-hmm. Still not great to put it outside.
Definitely not. But he's like, let's take this bird outside and see what happens. So he takes the bird out into the backyard and he opens the door to the wire cage. And the bird, to his surprise, very agilely flies out of the cage. Mm-hmm. To not his surprise, it gets a few feet and then starts to tumble. Aww. To his surprise again, though, as it tumbles, it begins to transform.
Oh no, Marilyn!
And as it tumbles, it transforms from a crow into a girl.
Oh, okay.
And
a girl with a big old bald spot. Sad.
Yes, I'll show you a picture of the girl. I think it's very cute. At the top is the transformation.
Oh, she's cute. She's skinny. She's wearing a striped shirt and black shorts, and she has wild black hair.
Yeah, she's got hair that's like matted on one side, and the other side is cut really short.
And she says, I hate it when that happens. It looked like she fell down and bumped her head.
Yes. She's very much a wild girl. She's kind of like dirty. She's got like scratches. Yeah. She's got little like just dirt all over her kind of for some reason. One side of her hair is cut very, very short. The other side is very long and matted. It's like almost becoming dreadlocks at the end.
Yeah.
And she tumbles on the ground immediately she turns to look at him in an accusatory way, and he sees that she has very shrewd features, kind of a hawkish nose. She's wearing a striped shirt and shorts, and she opens her mouth to speak, and she says, "Take a picture, it'll last longer."
Oh, she's a cool, mean, hot girl.
And he says, "You're a bird." She's like, "What?"
You're a bird.
And he's like, you were a bird." And she's like, "Uh-huh, okay." And he's like, "You were in this cage. I just let you out." And she's like, "Get your eyes checked, Einstein. I'm clearly a girl." And he's like, "But you were a bird and you were in the cage and then I let you out." And he's like, "Oh, so you've worked that out, did you?" Your name's Marilyn. Worked out what? Wait. And he pauses for a second and he's like, What have I worked out in this situation?" And he's like, "Wait, do I get wishes?" And she's like, "Oh, yes, you get wishes."
Okay, good guess.
Strictly 3, greedy. 3 wishes. Just like her you are, Marilyn says.
Mm.
And immediately Timothy says, "I wish for $1 million."
You wish for more, buddy. $1 million not going to do nothing for you.
And Marilyn like rolls her shoulders and kind of like cracks her neck and is like, "All right, so who do you want me to rob?" And he's like, "What? No, I just want $1 million." And she's like, I'm sorry, you think I could just invent $1 million? You think I could just create $1 million as though that wouldn't unstabilize the economy? Like,
actually, this is better. If you could just point out literally anybody you want her to rob, fucking Bezos. Take all of it.
Take it all.
Elon Musk. Take it all. Take it. Yeah. Taylor Swift. Take it all.
Take it. So he's like, "Oh, okay. So it's just like reasonable wish, like the things that like a girl or a bird who had magic could grant." Okay.
Oh, okay.
Got it. And then they just look at each other for a minute and she's like, "Well, wish now. Wish. What's your wish?" And he's like, "Why is your hair like that?" And she's like, "Why is your face like that?" And then they hear voices from out front of the house, and it's the boys that were chasing him before. They hear the talking in the backyard, and they look up over the fence, and these 2 boys call out to Timothy, and they're like, "You can't hide back there forever." And Timothy is like, "Oh, well, this is a good idea." And so he goes to Marilyn, and he's like, "Can you do anything about them? Like,
kill them."
I don't know, like toads or something?" And she's like, "Yeah, I could do like toads or something. Sure. Yeah, absolutely." And at that moment, his grandmother wheeled herself out into the backyard and is like, "Did the bird like it outside?" And then she sees a very feral looking girl walking out of the backyard towards the front. And she's like, "Who was that?"
Hello?
And Timothy says, "No one." And the girl whips around on him and is like, "Oh, no one?" He's like, "Sorry, a friend?" And she's like, "Psh, all right." And like walks out the front of his house. He follows her, and the 2 boys outside immediately start making fun of him. They're like, "Oh, so you're gonna make a girl fight for you? That's what you're gonna do? Really brave. Who's your girlfriend?" And then one of them calls him a chicken, which I think is funny.
She would never date a chicken.
She would never. She's a crow, obviously. Marilyn ignores the jeering of the boys. She takes her arms, stretches them out, and as she does so in the mid-afternoon light, Timothy notices that her shadow is not the shadow of a girl, but the shadow of a giant crow.
Hell yeah.
As she stretches her arms out, the crow's wings spread wide, and then in each hand appears half of a flute. She puts them together and begins to play. The boys are like, "Oh, wow, you're going to play us a little song?
Wouldn't you find it hard to keep bullying?
Yeah.
You just started playing the flute at you.
So it's like,
it's The Devil Goes Down to Georgia, but like on a flute. Like kind of good.
Kind of baller, actually.
They're like, wow.
Yeah.
Do it
Encore.
This has awakened something in me. I think I want to be a classical musician.
I want to leave this life of bullying behind. Teach myself the oboe.
Yeah. You can get so many scholarships for the oboes. You go, you little bully.
You go, Bo.
You go, Bo.
She begins to play this song, and immediately the boys are like, "Oh, wow, is that supposed to scare us?"
Is it?
Unclear. But she just ignores them and continues to play, and they're like, "Oh, wow, that's so ow." And they look down as their skin starts to sprout fur, and the two of them start scratching their arms where the fur is growing and backing away. And as they back away, the fur grows faster, grows all over their faces, and they begin to run in the opposite direction away from the sound of this music, which she keeps playing louder and louder and louder. As they run away, they transform from horrible little boys into dogs.
Okay.
And they run off into the woods together. Timothy's like, "Whoa, did you do that?" And Marilyn was like, "No, that was a coincidence."
Then I just brought out a magic flute, and all of a sudden they were dogs.
And she's like, "All right, okay, so that's wish taken care of. Give me the next one. Make it snappy. I'm not hanging around here because I want to. Let's be clear about that."
We're not friends.
We're not friends. And Timothy sits and thinks for a second, and he hears his grandmother wheel back into the house, back in the backyard. And he pauses, and then he says, "Will you meet my gran? She could use some cheering up. We don't get many we don't get many visitors."
We don't get any villagers.
We don't get any villagers. We don't get many visitors. And Marilyn's like, "Is that your wish?" And he's like, "Yes, that's my wish." And she's like, "Okay, so that's 2 wishes. I'm going to go in there and hang out with your grandma." And he's like, "Okay, great." Thank you." They go into the house, and Timothy starts walking back to where he knows his grandmother is sitting looking out the window. And Marilyn walks into the house and pauses, and she looks around. She's not used to this place. She's never been here before. So she notices things that Timothy maybe wouldn't.
Yeah.
She notices that there are models of birds in flight hanging from the ceiling, and illustrations of birds with their wings outstretched everywhere, like scientific illustrations of like bird muscles and feathers and everything all over the walls. And she's like, "So, Timothy, you're really into birds, huh?"
Some sort of weird freak thing. You perv?
You some kind of bird perv?
If you were a bird perv, you'd tell me, right, Timmy?
And he says, "No, I'm not much into birds." No offense. It's my grandma. She used to be an ornithologist. She likes birds a lot. And as he says this, his grandmother wheels herself in and sort of half to herself and half to Marilyn says, "Aren't they marvelous creatures? So many different wingspans, proportion and balance." Timothy goes to his grandmother and says, "Gran, is there something you'd like to do?" His grandmother sort of looks wistfully out the window and says, "It's such a lovely day. I do feel a little cooped up in here." And immediately Marilyn says, "Out of my way," and pushes Timothy out of the way, grabs his grandmother's wheelchair, and wheels her at top speed out the door. She wheels her out and to the top of the hill, and then very quickly down the hill, fully like ramping over bumps in the road and everything. Most of the time, she's not even controlling the wheelchair. It's just kind of rolling downhill at full speed. Timothy runs out the door after them. He sees this mangy feral girl clearly about to murder his grandmother. And he chases them down the hill, half tripping. Finally, they get to the bottom of the hill and come to a stop. And Timothy, out of breath, comes up right behind them. He runs up to his grandmother and shouts, "Gran, are you all right?" And Marilyn's like, "Is she all right? You're the one who looks like you're about to have a goddamn conniption." Meanwhile, Gran is all right. She's great. She looks up at Timothy with bright eyes and she says, "Marvelous."
That was so fun.
She had so much fun. Timothy and Marilyn slowly push the wheelchair back up the hill and back into the house. When they get inside, Timothy starts a pot of tea and he's like, "Would you like any tea?" And she's like, "Wish. Make a wish. Make the wish now. You've done 2 wishes. Wish so I can leave. I'm tired of being here." Timothy says, "All right, well, have some tea first. You know, I think my gran really likes you." And she's like, "Well, I have my own family, thanks. And they've never kept me kicking around the way yours does."
Oh, good point.
Yeah. He sits for a second and he stirs the tea bag in his teacup. "I wish you'd cut your hair even," he says. She's like, "Is that your wish?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's my wish." She's like, "Okay, great." And she takes a knife and cuts off the other side of her hair. And she goes, "Great. See, you happy? Both my wings gone." And he realizes,
No.
that one side of her hair was short because his great aunt had clipped her wings on one side.
No. Wow, Marilyn, you need to start telling people these things.
Are you happy? She says. Are you? He asks very genuinely. And she's like, great. And we're done. Goodbye. And she storms out of the house. Timothy takes a moment in the sudden silence in the house. He goes over to his grandmother and brings her some tea. And his grandmother is like, where did your friend go? And he was like, oh, she left. She had to go. His grandmother says, yeah, well, you can't keep that kind around if they want to leave. And Timothy says, well, Great Aunt Joan managed it. And she wouldn't have wasted a wish on keeping her around either. Unless maybe there was a reason Marilyn had to stay with her. And he thinks for a second. And then he runs out the front door. He doesn't see Marilyn anywhere. He runs all the way down the hill and into the forest. He asks people if they've seen, like, a very mangy-looking girl.
Seen an Uggo running through here? Anybody? Uggo?
You seen some kind of creature?
Some sort of little beast? No?
But they haven't. He runs down into the forest where he sees a huge murder of crows beginning to congregate around a clearing. And he gets there and sees Marilyn in the middle of the clearing, sitting by herself. I'm going to show you this illustration because I think it's really cute. Up at the top.
It's in the top one?
Yeah. So all of the crows that are in the branches are talking.
They're not just, they're like weird.
Yeah.
Timothy says, I've worked it out. My great aunt didn't leave me you. I bet she left me the last of her wishes on top of the ones I got for letting you out of that cage. And she says, she kept me locked up for months. And he said, I bet she left me the last of her wishes on top of the ones I got for letting you out of that cage. And then she said, now you're going to hold me to that? And then all the other crows around are saying things like bad form, insensitive, rules are rules. There's a girl crow saying, he has nice eyes, tasty. And another one that's like, this place is going downhill. And the last one says, we should migrate. Cute.
Yeah, all these catty crows, which I think is very cute.
Yeah.
So he finally catches up with Marilyn and he says, I think I figured it out. It's not that you are what was left to me. It's that my Aunt Joan never used the last of her wishes, and that's why you had to stay around.
Yeah.
And she left me her debts, which include your debt to her of a wish.
Okay.
So he's like, so I already got my 3 wishes, but I inherited 1 wish from her, and that's why you couldn't leave her.
Mm-hmm.
Genie rules.
Yeah, genie rules. Sure.
Genie rules. And she says, well, she kept me locked up for months, and now you're going to hold me to that? And he says, she left me her debts. And so I wanted to say, that is, I wish, only if you want, that maybe I could see you again?
No, wish your wings back.
Timothy, you a creep.
Marilyn stares him down, and he's like, okay, sorry. Bye. And he starts to walk out of the forest.
She's like, that was a really stupid line.
Yeah. He walks out of the forest and back to his grandmother's house, where his grandmother is sitting looking out the window. And so he takes her outside, sets her up with a park bench, and he begins to read to her. And as he does so, he hears a flurry of wings overhead, and a large crow lands on the back of the park bench. And as it does so, transforms into a feral little girl who sits down on the bench with her arms crossed and leans up against his grandmother and is like, keep reading. He says, so is that a yes? And she says, shut up while you're ahead. The end.
Cute. Okay, so she can still fly.
Yeah.
Then I guess I don't understand the quit.
Me neither.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of cute. I do wish that he had been like, I wish that you could
Have your wings back or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of nice. That's a sweet story.
Yeah.
It's like a sweet, innocent story.
I like it a lot.
I hope those 2 little boys get to go home.
Janey,
There's just some like missing.
it's not about
There's
them.
some missing children's posters up forever.
But there are a couple of illustrations in this that I wanted to point out to you that I think are really cool, where she's like mid-transformation. There's one that's very Howl's Moving Castle. This one here.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, she's got that feral hair and she's wearing like a bird mask over her eyes. Yeah, that's beautiful.
And then there's this one where her face is kind of becoming more like bird-like.
Angular as she's playing. Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Also, the boys, as they're transforming, look hilarious. Got like ears and a tail, but their shadows are dogs. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that you can see like the shadows changing in the background.
Mm-hmm.
There's also in the background of all of the pictures, there are a bunch of birds, just like in trees and like on the ground and everything, which I think is really neat.
Yeah, that's cool.
This one I really like after she cuts all of her hair off.
Oh, yeah. She's cutting off her hair, and then she says, "There, both my wings. Can I walk home now? Are you happy?" So she can't fly.
I think she can at the end. I'm not sure.
She's walking.
I'm not sure.
I'm going to skip to the end real quick. Yeah. Yeah, she flies. She flies back. Maybe it's just like harder for her to do it. Maybe she can't like fly long distances or like fly like, completely straight for a long time or up high.
Whoopsie.
And when you clip the feathers, they will grow back. It'll just take a long time, I think.
Yeah, so it should just be lopsided.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also like this one that is very Howl of her, like mid-transformation with like feathers growing off of her arms and everything.
Yeah. It is very Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah. I thought this was a cute little story.
It is cute. I enjoy it.
I wanted to tell this one in part because I think I know that I talk about this all the time and everyone's probably sick of hearing me talk about it, but everything is folklore. And this, I think, is a really good example of everything is folklore because this is an original story by Kathleen Jennings, Kay Jennings. I've also linked to their website and their Instagram in the show notes for this episode. I love their illustrations. They do amazing work. And they also just published a novel, I believe.
Yeah.
But I think it's really interesting because even though this isn't a traditional folk tale, our podcast kind of spans a lot of different media that is like folk stories.
Yeah.
And I think that this shows like how broad that range is a little bit because even though this isn't technically a folk tale, it has like
it has all the elements.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like you could ATU type this story. It's like the 3 wishes that have to be fulfilled or, like the genie thing.
The magical transformation.
Magical transformation, the girl who turns into a bird. Also like women as birds, as witches, kind of, and having magical powers. The magical flute, that transforms things. Yeah. There are a lot of folkloric elements in this, which I think is really cool.
Turning your enemies into animals.
Yeah. But we'll post pictures of some of the illustrations from this because I think they're really cool and cute.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That was good.
Thanks.
That was super cute.
Thank you.
That also weirdly fits. It's like a Hocus Pocus level of like, it's October. Like the vibes are really good. Like autumn vibes. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah. I was hoping for a scarier story this week, but I read that one and it was just so cute that I was like,
just love how mean she is.
Yeah, that's the main thing is I love that she's rude. If I ever find a story with a rude girl in it, I have to tell it. I just love a rude girl.
No pee. Good job.
Thank you. Good job to you.
Guys, that was it. That was episode 165. We hope you enjoyed it. And we hope your October is going amazing. And if you had a birthday in October, happy birthday. Did you know you're related to Max? Okay.
Did you know you're my girlfriend?
Did you know you're Max's girlfriend? You didn't even have to pay $4. Everybody born in October just gets a pass. I assume. So if you enjoyed these stories or if you have any thoughts, you can text us at the link in the show notes. You can email us at sortofthestory@gmail.com, or you can reach out to us on Discord by joining the Patreon at the $3, $4, or $7 levels. All of those will get you direct access to us, and we want to hear your thoughts because we like you. We think you're smart and funny and cool and sexy, and you have great 36 Ds.
36 D's nuts.
36. Hey. And if you would like to see pictures, which there will be lots of pictures this episode, then join us on Instagram at Sort of the Story. Yeah, I think that's about it. And if you liked this, leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, please. Make our October extra spooky by leaving a spooky review.
Ooh. If you scare us, we'll give you $1.
I don't know if that's true.
That's not true.
It's just
that's
not true for me. And yeah, we love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
So, Max.
Janey.
This feels actually kind of a little hurtful to give you now. But some of your birthday presents have been coming in, and I would love for you to open it now.
Okay.
So you've been talking about how all your magnets kind of got destroyed, and I was like, oh, I can help with that. And then you were out there saying, I can't put magnets on my car anymore. And I was like, uh-oh.
No, I'm so excited. Aw. I love it. It's a little bumper sticker that says no borders, no walls, and it's got a little bunny jumping over a wall.
I thought that was kind of fun.
Very cute. It's from Cat. Thank you, Rocket Ship.
It's from Cat Thank You Rocket Ship. Yeah, that's one of a couple that are coming in because I went on a socialist bumper sticker haul.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
I thought they were kind of fun.
That's so sweet.
But that's the first one that came in.
I'm so excited. Yeah, what happened was we live in Georgia and all of so whenever I get bumper stickers, I put them on magnets.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just do that.
So I bought magnet ones. That's the only one that didn't come as a magnet because they didn't have a magnet option.
Yes.
So the rest of them coming in are already magnets.
Well, I love making them into magnets, so. And I won't look at the invoice.
Don't read it.
What happened was we live in Georgia. And like I said, I always put my bumper stickers on magnets so I can rearrange them as needed, but I haven't rearranged them in about a year. Apparently it got so hot this summer that the magnets melted.
Did you know that could happen, guys?
Fun fact. So they were melted onto my car. So I just spent like an hour chipping them off of the back of my car with significant damage to my paint finish, which is fine because my paint finish is fucked already. And also I need to get a new car in the next 3 weeks.
That's true.
So
how fun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But then I'm going to be able to put so many fun bumper stickers on it.
I just, honestly, I didn't realize how fun it would be, but searching up socialist stickers.
Yes. It's so good.
Specifically searching up democratic socialist stickers.
Yes.
Comes with, it's perfect. Guys, go do it. You'll have fun.
The vibes are immaculate.
Vibes are immaculate over there.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I have a couple ones that I have to rebuy. One of mine it's this really cool one from an independent artist on Etsy that says free abortion for all. Mm-hmm. No
babies.
No, it's, what is it? No exceptions, no compromises.
Yeah.
And I think that's rad.
It's rad.
It did get a little melted, so I gotta get a new one.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned for the bumper sticker update on my new car.
How exciting.
Mm-hmm.
This episode's coming out 4 days after your birthday. How was 31?
Oh boy. I'm excited.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you figure out what you want to do?
Have we not talked about this?
I don't think so.
Oh no.
You might have said this. Remind me.
I'm gonna drive up to Maryland for the weekend.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
No, we did not talk about this.
Yeah. One of our lovely listeners, Caston, got a bunch of tickets to the Renaissance Fair for my birthday, and we're going to use 2 of them, go to the Ren Fair. I'm going to drive up through Virginia, see Caston, maybe some other friends in Virginia, and then go up to the Ren Fair for my birthday, which is on a Sunday.
That's
and
fun.
Then take Monday off and drive back down, and I'm going to see my parents because they're on vacation in South Carolina on the way back down. So
that's adorable. That's so fun.
I'm really excited.
Fucking Caston for the win.
I know.
The time. Perfect
God.
Boy.
Caston, I mentioned offhandedly a couple of months ago, I was like, I really want to make a plan and get a bunch of my friends to get an Airbnb together and go to the Renaissance Fair. And then it's been such a crazy couple of months that I never planned it. And I was like, fuck, I don't think this is going to work out. And Caston was like, well, I got 5 tickets. So if you can find 5 people, which I can't, but that's okay.
Perfect boy.
Yeah. But he was like, you said that you wanted to do it. And I figured I could just resell them if it didn't work out. But they were almost sold out immediately on your birthday. So I was like, oh, God damn it.
So sweet.
Perfect.